This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and I'm trying to, I think I missed this trade. I was trying to demonstrate a trade. As you can see, prices took off without me here, but let me show you what I was looking at. If it comes back, I may still stay with this trade. But here was our trend line coming down from the overnight. We had our break here, you see, and it's basically a two-legged move on a bigger picture. And then once we had the trend line break, here's our two legs down to a new low. And so that was the reason I was looking at getting long right here. Prices bounced too quickly. I tried to get long over this, and it took off without me, so I put a limit order in here. And so this is the limit order, and we'll see if maybe, I hope I didn't miss the pullback. I still like the trade. We'll see what happens here. We'll see if I can get filled on this. The more overlap we have, actually, the better that I will like this trade. But let me back out here some. You see we are back above. We had that little gap right there. The more overlapping bars we get right here, the better I like going long as well. I'm also expecting prices to come back. We had kind of a support area right across here, maybe a little higher. So I'm expecting prices to come back to that. I'm just hoping we can get filled here. I just don't know if we're going to. Here we go. Prices are trying to come down once again. Here we go. Maybe we'll get filled here. It's getting late in the day, and I don't like entering too much later. It's a little before 2, so I'm still pretty comfortable with this because I'm just looking for a scalp. I am going to hold some runners here, just in case. I'm going to scalp out on 8 of these and hold 2 of them as a runner and try to get a couple of points out of the runner or more. Okay, we've got 3 overlapping bars, so this is definitely congestion, so a break lower here might make a great trap. Let's just see what happens here. If they're going to protect that line and hold that low right there or not. Sure looking like it. And if we get a trap out the upper side, then I'll probably cancel this order. There we go. They're going to try it again. And we're bouncing off our order. All right, we're filled. We're now long. You see we're long 10 contracts right here. Prices are trying to bounce again. Alright, that ended as a doji. Really trying to take it lower though. This may not hold. Well, tell you what I may do. I may try to sneak out of here with one tick on 8 of these and hold the 2 others for run. There's all kind of ways you can manage these trades. I don't like the fact that this broke lower. We're still holding here on this double so far with a double bottom, so it's still a good sign. But now we're breaking lower, and it looks like we're going to get stopped out of this one. we've survived by a single tick. I really like this. Don't want to get greedy here, but I'm going to go ahead and go for the original 4 ticks on the. I'm still looking for a reversal right here for the reasons we talked about. We had to break the trend line and 2 legs down to a new low. If we can get above this bar, I really like this, heading back to the EMA. Here we go. We're back in the money. We survived this by a single. I hope I don't regret not taking a tick right here and taking my money. But I feel pretty confident we're going to come back to the EMA here. I feel confident that we may even go higher from here because we do have the trend line break and 2 legs down to a new low. And that's generally where you get your reversal. Sometimes your timing's off a little bit, and mine was obviously off a little bit, but we survived this by a single tick, believe it or not. 1 tick lower and we would have got stopped out on this trade. Here we go. We're heading towards our profit. Need 2 more ticks here. At least a tick and a half. Alright, we're bouncing off our order. I'll tell you what I want to do. 25. Alright, we're out. Prices haven't ticked through yet, but we did get filled there all the same. There we go. Now we're at break even plus 1. Let's see if we can get our. Tempted to go for 3 points here, but I'm thinking, okay, we're going to go ahead and go for 3 points here on this. That'll be 28.75. We'll see if we can get it. I probably should go ahead and take 2 points if I can get it, but we've got this resistance across here. But I think we're coming back to test this breakout area up here. It's just a matter of whether or not our runner can survive. So far it's looking pretty good. See, now we got the double top there. So we'll see what continues to. We may tighten our stop here, but we got $400 in the bank no matter what happens here. $400 in a tick. If we can get out of this. Tempted to tighten my stop here. I'm not going to give that back. So we've already got $400 in the bank, and if we can get filled on this particular contract right here, it'll pull another $300 in our bank for a quick $700 trade. The worst that can happen. And here we go. We're heading towards our order. All right, we're bouncing off. Okay, we're out. All right, you see how that worked? That was a quick $700 trade. And again, the reason I took this trade, and you can see how sometimes your timing is off and you get tricked here. But again, we back out of here. And you see we had our trend line. Let me get this trend line right here. We had our trend line working down. We had our break of the trend line right here. And then we had 2 measured legs down. You see if you measure this leg right here. Let's measure it. There's the first leg. Then you had your 2-legged pull back to the EMA. and then there's your second leg down. You see we did go a few ticks lower, and that's the reason I was willing to give it. I was actually willing to give it a little extra, few extra ticks there, and we actually came within one tick of getting stopped out. So it could have been, sometimes it's good to be lucky too, but once you learn how to read the price action, if I hadn't have seen the trend line break and the two legs down to the new low, I would have been very leery about giving that any room, and I probably would have even tightened my stop. But I like this area right in here. I was expecting a reversal, at least to pull back, to come back and test this breakout, which we never even tested this break lower up here. So there were a lot of reasons to be looking for a reversal there, and hopefully you saw that and understand why we took that trade. Again, here's our overnight trend line coming to the downside. We pretty much trended down all morning till around 10 o'clock or so, and then we had a two-legged correction that broke that trend line. But we know we have to, as bullish as this looked right here, and I guarantee you this sucked a lot of people in on the long side right here. And I wouldn't be surprised to get some notes from some of you guys saying, hey, I got trapped on the long side right there. But remember our rules. We only look to go short after to go long after a retest. Now, there's nothing wrong with taking advantage of setups because sometimes we don't know. That's the thing. We don't know how far to expect prices to go before the retest begins. And you could have thought it was starting here. You could have started it was starting here. You could have thought it was starting here. Well, it doesn't matter. If you scalped out on any of those, you still got your money. You may not have had a runner, but you still got your money. But when this broke above this high right here and looked really bullish and had that big bearish bar, that was the place to enter again. And look at that move down. And here was another second entry short following two legs back to the EMA. And if you didn't take that one, you could have gone short below this one for sure. There's still enough room to scalp out before the low. And there again, you caught another huge move down. And this was the one that I would be leery about going short, obviously for the obvious reasons, because we had the break of the trend line here. We had the two legs down to a new low. And then generally you will get a failed break lower, which I thought happened right there. So you see, even I get tricked sometimes. Even I thought the reversal was going. Had I got filled right here like I wanted, that trade wouldn't have been any problem anyway. Even though it did go lower, I would have already been out. But we actually survived this little break lower here by a single tick. And again, that was probably just luck, but we survived it by a single tick, and that's the reason I put my stops where I do sometimes for those kind of reasons. And we may come back down here and test this low again, but my guess is with a bullish move like that, we'll probably make another move up. So it's just you kind of see there's two legs back here now. But again, hopefully you understand why we took that trade, and hopefully you see how well it worked. It's about a 5-minute trade that made me about $700. I made $400 on the original scalping out 8 contracts, and I made $300 I believe it was $300. I had 2 contracts, 3 points. So yeah, that was another $300, making 6 points on the additional 2 contracts. So hopefully you see how scalping can make really good money. If you have 1 or 2 of those a day, you're making $1,000 plus a day, and that happened relatively quickly. And you only need a couple of those every day. You don't have to constantly be entering and exiting the market. Just wait on the key setups, the ones that happen at key locations. You always hear me talking about key locations. Well, where were the key locations today? Let me show you quickly, and then we're going to call this a day. But these are all key locations right here, right here, right here, right here, and right here. And then this was one pretty much. And then this right down here was a key location to go back in this direction, because we know we had the trend line break and the 2 legs down to a new low, which generally leads to a reversal. Even if not, you'll probably get what we got out of that, because all the smart traders are looking for a reversal here. Now, is that all we're going to get out of that? It's very possible. We may go lower from here. But my guess is they'll probably create another trap here. We probably won't make a new low, and then we'll make another leg up. We'll see. That's yet to be determined. but it's after 2 o'clock. It's too late to really be thinking about another entry. I don't like to enter definitely after 2:30, and I really don't like to enter after 2 o'clock. But hopefully you see those key entry points that we talk about, and there was actually some other key entry points. Look at this two-legged correction here. That was a good sign that prices may be going to try to work higher a little bit, because we had those two measured legs right there. So there was, that was another key entry point. And then once we had this low in place, each time prices came down here, those were key entry points again. So there's several key entry points today. I don't think I probably would have traded much long here. The trend was down. We just had the break, so we're only looking for shorts. So even though I show you those, if you're good enough at reading the price action, those are opportunities as well. But from 11 o'clock on, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades, and if you're good enough to spot the reversals and understand where the reversals are coming, 6 trades. And that's the way I'll leave it today. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com. Hopefully this was a good trade example for you, and hope you had a great trading day as well. We'll see you next time.